Do you expect to be the All Blacks coach against Argentina?
I've got no idea.
We've got to get them behind them. We've got to get out of the comment section. We've got to stop picking fights with them online and each other online and saying this and that and just back them all the way through into the World Cup now, right? That's my rah-rah speech.
Woohoo! Well, it's nice.
Oh boy, there Foster goes and loses the next game after receiving a vote of confidence from the New Zealand board. So New Zealand fans should be getting used to this feeling of losing, right? Like the rest of us. The feeling of losing, after a while you get used to it. It doesn't hurt anymore. It's just, it happens. Thus far, New Zealand, they lost 4 games in the season. 2 against the Irish, 1 against the Springboks, and now 1 against Argentina. And today's loss was the 3rd consecutive loss on New Zealand soil for the first time in New Zealand history. Wow. What team didn't win New Zealand yet in New Zealand? Or ever. I think Scotland, they never won New Zealand, I think. I wonder if the Scottish should play New Zealand today. Will they win New Zealand? Yeah, I think teams are licking their lips. They're smelling blood. So New Zealand, they scored 2 tries. However, the 2 tries that were scored was not New Zealand-like. Okay, so the first try New Zealand scored was from a driving maul. Okay, that you leave to the Springboks, that you leave to England, that you leave to other teams that's forward-orientated. New Zealand is a team that plays nice champagne rugby, flashy rugby, but New Zealand has scored a try from a driving maul. And the second try was from turnover ball, where Argentina, they lost the line out. New Zealand, they got position from that loose line out, and Caleb Clark went to go score the try. So if I was a New Zealand supporter, that would be a huge red flag. My team can't score tries, breaking down defenses. They couldn't break down Argentina's defense from open play the whole evening, and that should be worrying, because the bedrock of New Zealand rugby is face play, fast rugby ball, playing out wide and scoring beautiful tries. Alright, so New Zealand, they dominated the stats. Possession wise, they got 60% of the possession, Argentina 40%. Territory, New Zealand got 63% of possession and Argentina got 37% of the possession. Now this was a very stop-start game, a huge amount of penalties going both ways. Now normally if you are a test team, the maximum amount of penalties you aim to give off is 10 penalties. If you are less than 10 penalties, that is acceptable. But if you're more than 10 penalties, then that is a problem. So New Zealand, they conceded 14 penalties against them, and Argentina conceded 12 penalties against them. I have to congratulate Argentina on this win. It's a historic win in their rugby history. Their first ever win on New Zealand soil after beating the All Blacks last year in Australia. The next year they came and beat New Zealand in New Zealand. So Argentina, they have a very strong coaching ticket with Michael Cheika as the head coach and Felipe Contaponi as an assistant coach. This Pumas team can go very far. I foresee them climbing the world rankings pretty soon, but are they a contender for the World Cup next year? My personal opinion is I don't think they are a contender. There might be a team that might reach the semi-finals, because their side of the draw is the weaker side of the draw. I think on that side of the draw you've got England, you've got Wales, and that's that basically from the strong teams. So Argentina have a very good chance of actually reaching a semi-final and maybe a final if they beat England or somewhere along the line. But I would say Argentina have a very good opportunity to reach a semi-finals in next year's World Cup. So New Zealand losing again, from a neutral point of view, from a person that loves rugby, I think it's good for world rugby to have New Zealand going through this patch. Will they evolve again to become again a team that wins 90% of the games? I doubt it. I think that world rugby has moved on. I think that the sharing of information, coaches going up north, players going up north, information is being shared, and the other teams have caught up with New Zealand. So I just think this is just very good for world rugby in general, where we can have 6 or 7 teams be in contention to win a World Cup, or just to knock someone out from a very important knockout game in the World Cup. So I think this is very good for world rugby. I would like to see a team like the USA maybe come on and be good as well. Also them having a very strong market. To my New Zealand subscribers, unlucky for this loss. But I believe that you guys will bounce back next week and you guys will win the Pumas next week. So guys, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, subscribe to my channel, like this video, and I'll catch you guys on my next video.